Li Huang raised the medicine pestle in his hand, crushing the mixed silt and flowing green stone in the medicine mortar into powder with disinterested strikes. Although the grotto was damp and cold, he wore only a piece of rough cloth. Yet, his face showed indifference, as if he didn't care about any of it. I said, can you leave me alone? Inside the cave, he was not alone. There were other men and women, all tied their hair back and wore ropes of coarse cloth just like him. The only difference between them and Li Huang was that each of them had obvious physical disabilities, including albinism and polio. All sorts of congenital and acquired deformities could be found here, turning the modestly sized storage grotto into a museum of malformations. These people's jobs were like Li Huang's, crushing things, ranging from metals and stones to medicinal herbs, but clearly, some were not focused on their work, but Li Huang doesn't know why he is here with them. Ah! A woman's terrified scream caught everyone's attention. Let me play with you. Over by the side of the grotto, a fat boy with a hare lip was sporting a lewd smile, trying to pull an albino girl into his embrace. For a bit, I promise, Kikik. Li Huang ignored the commotion, closing his eyes and continuing to dutifully crush over and over again. At this moment, there was only one thought in Huang's mind: fake, everything is fake, it's just an illusion, it's all fake. Thud, the sound of rock colliding with bone resounded dully. All of this is a fabrication. The cleft-lipped fat boy sat on the ground with a bleeding head, stunned. After 2 seconds, his expression twisted in pain as he covered his wound and started wailing. I'm telling you. You're done. Don't you know what the master is like? You're so dead, he'll kill you. The cleft-lipped boy threatened with an exceptionally angry expression. Who does he think he is? He's insignificant. As soon as Li Huang's words were out, shock silenced the entire crowd. No one present had ever imagined that this man would dare to say something like that. Watching the expressions of these so-called senior and junior brothers, Li Huang took a deep breath to suppress the anger in his heart. As Li Huang was trying to calm his emotions, someone at the entrance called out to him. Junior brother Li, Sister Wang, the master summons you, called the tall young man, who was clearly of a different status from Li Huang. He wore a blue Daoist robe. Even though the robe looked old, its cuffs washed white, it was still far better than the tattered burlap on Li Huang. Seeing the young Daoist's appearance, the bloodied fat boy immediately showed a gleeful expression. You're done. Today is your turn. But Li Huang completely ignored him, turning around and about to follow a woman with a crooked mouth and drooling saliva toward the entrance, her complexion pale and sickly. After taking just a couple of steps, he found someone tugging at his sleeve, holding him back from leaving. Li Huang turned to see it was the albino girl he had saved. Tears welling up in her eyes, she shook her head, her eyes filled with fear. She tried to say, "Don't go." The indifferent Li Huang was unmoved, shaking his sleeve forcefully and striding ahead resolutely. What just happened to me? Why did I get angry with these things? My personality is clearly not so flamboyant. I can't let these things affect my personality. I obviously wasn't being myself. Calm down. Li Huang was trying to calm his emotions when the twisted-mouthed woman next to them suddenly pulled something black and grimy from her pocket and held it up to him. In her silly, dazed voice, she said, "Want some molasses candy?" Li Huang furrowed his brows slightly, seeming to know the woman's simple-mindedness. He took it impatiently and stuffed it directly into his sleeve.